The USS Gerald Ford, the largest aircraft carrier in the world, docks in Crete on its way to the Middle East. It's one of at least 2 U.S. Navy carrier strike groups moving into position around the region as U.S.-Iran tensions threaten to boil over. Iran is also showing off its military prowess and reportedly working behind the scenes to bulk up further with an expected purchase of Chinese supersonic anti-ship missiles. Switzerland is ready to host the two sides for talks Thursday, but there are stark differences in each's approach stemming from Iran's nuclear program. Tehran says it's prepared to compromise if the U.S. lifts sanctions and lets Iran pursue what it calls peaceful nuclear enrichment. But it's not just the nuclear issue. The U.S. also wants concessions on Iran's missile program and Tehran's support for regional armed groups. There are 2 things the two sides do see eye to eye on, though. Diplomacy is the goal, and consequences if that fails.
My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen.
And Iran says it's ready to hold its ground, pointing to a U.S. strike last year.
While Iran chooses diplomacy, we are fully prepared to defend our sovereignty, territorial integrity, and people. As demonstrated in our response to the aggression of June 2025, we will exercise our inherent right to self-defense under the Charter of the United Nations if necessary.
In Iran, tension is in the air. The country is still shaken weeks after security forces crushed nationwide anti-government protests, killing thousands of protesters and bringing threats of U.S. intervention. This scuffle Tuesday at a university in Tehran, a sign that backers and opponents of the government are still prepared to clash. And while life goes on, a growing mood of fatalism can be felt on the streets.
I predict that if both sides really mean what they are saying, war will start.
Going
to war with America, Israel, and NATO will have very horrible and unpredictable consequences. That's why people are concerned. But what can we do? We can't leave our country. We have no choice but to adapt.
While at the same time, some still traumatized by the deadly crackdown on protesters feel a sense of detachment.
I'm not worried about war. How many more people do you think are going to die?
With some of the most powerful U.S. firepower assembling nearby and Iranian state TV showing warlike images like these, the stakes are high. Ryan Wu and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.